Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Carmine Sabia for Explain America, and the news just got worse for Kamala Harris. Before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Those little things really help us out, and they help our channel continue to grow. And if you love Donald Trump the way we love Donald Trump, hit that join button, become a member of this channel, and get exclusive videos every week. Guys, this is the honeymoon phase for Kamala Harris. This is the part where she's supposed to. She's supposed to take the lead, and I would be here right now telling you guys, don't worry about the polls right now. This is the honeymoon phase. She's a brand new, exciting female of color candidate. There's going to be a real groundswell of support for her. And there is. Her numbers are better than they were. That's the good news for her. You know what the bad news for her is? She's still way behind Donald Trump. There's like one poll out of dozens where she's ahead by like 2 points in a virtual tie. The rest, not only is she behind, she's far behind. And it gets even worse than that. She's behind in the swing states that matter. Her honeymoon phase stinks. What's going to happen when the honeymoon's over? Are they going to look for a third candidate? Hey, maybe try Buttigieg this time. What's the next trick up your sleeve? What do you got left? Kamala Harris and Joe Biden were exceptionally unpopular, done exceptional damage to this country, have the lowest approval ratings I've ever seen in modern times for a president and vice president. And all you did was swap one for the other. It's like you had a bag of manure and you said, let's trade it in for a slightly less stinkier bag of manure. I want you to watch this on CNN. CNN talking about they have no idea how Kamala Harris could ever catch Donald Trump. This is CNN. I want you to watch this. Let me know what you think in the comments.
Down between Vice President Kamala Harris and Donald Trump begins with no clear leader. There is new CNN polling, though, revealing it may be a closer contest than the matchup between Biden and Trump was shaping up to be. CNN's Harry Enton is looking at that. He's here with us now. Where is Harris doing better than where Biden had been?
Yeah, you know, one of the big questions for the Joe Biden campaign was why were they doing so poorly, at least compared to 2020, among black voters and Hispanic voters? And it turns out it might have at least been partially a Joe Biden problem. So where is Harris doing, where does Harris have more support than Biden had? Look among black voters. She's doing 8 points better than Joe Biden was in April and June, this, of course, Harris poll being in July. How about Hispanic voters? She's doing 6 points better among Hispanic voters. Now, here's the interesting thing. She's, in fact, not doing all that much better among white voters. She's only gained a point compared to Joe Biden among white voters. So she is, at least at this point, looks like she is fulfilling what a lot of Democrats were hoping at, is bringing back together that Democratic base, that diverse Democratic base that Joe Biden seemed to be lacking in, at least this time around.
And then talk through what states this might be important to.
Yeah. So, you know, where could this be important? Where are Hispanic voters and black voters a large portion of the population in those key swing states? Well, it's in the Sun Belt, right? Let's look among black voters, right? Nationally, they make up about 12% of the vote. In North Carolina, look at this. This, of course, is where Donald Trump was yesterday. They make up 21% of the vote. How about in Georgia? 34%. Of course, the Hispanic vote, very important in the Southwest, right? Nationally, Hispanic voters only make up 10% of all voters. But look in Arizona, 21%, Nevada, 19%. And, of course, these were the states, Arizona, Nevada, Georgia, North Carolina, that Democrats have been wanting to put into play, but the Joe Biden campaign had pretty much given up on. But given that Kamala Harris is doing better with black and Hispanic voters, they believe that they can put Georgia, North Carolina, Arizona, and Nevada back into play.
How does that then impact the electoral map? Because this gets to what the now Harris campaign was suggesting in this new memo, that they're re-expanding the map.
Yeah. So, all right. So let's just start out with what was basically Joe Biden's one path, right, which was the win in the Great Lake battleground states, right? Win in Pennsylvania, win in Michigan, win here in Wisconsin. But that was losing in Nevada, it was losing in Arizona, it was losing in Georgia, and, of course, it was losing in North Carolina, as Joe Biden did last time around. But now the Harris campaign believes, yeah, they could win this way, but they could also win in the Sun Belt. So let's say that she loses in Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin. But she can still win. She can still get to 275 by winning in Nevada, Arizona, Georgia, and, of course, North Carolina. So basically, she's providing more paths for herself. Yes, Joe Biden had a path, but it was a very narrow path. Kamala Harris's campaign believes that they can expand the map get more pass, win in the Sun Belt here, and lose in the Great Lake Battleground states, or have some combination here, right, where maybe you win in Pennsylvania, but then maybe
just because you lose Michigan doesn't mean you're going to lose Pennsylvania.
Exactly right. Just because you lose in one of the states up here, it doesn't mean game over. It means you have more opportunities. And, of course, at the end of the day, this is a race for the Electoral College. It's a race to 270. And the Harris campaign believes they have more pass because they're doing better among an expanded group of voters.
The Hispanic vote share is an interesting one, isn't it, Harry? Because isn't Trump still doing a lot better there than we've seen traditionally in the past?
He is.
Yeah.
And this, I think, is the real question for Kamala Harris. You know, in our poll there was no clear leader, but it was 49 to 46, right? And Harris had the 46. The question is, how does she catch up to Donald Trump?
Right.
And I believe the way she can do it is doing even better with Hispanic voters, even better with black voters than she's doing now. She still has room to grow, given that she's still trailing how Joe Biden did in 2020.
Thanks, Harry. This is a really good basis for where we're going to be jumping off from here.
Thank you.
John.
All right, with us now, national political reporter and the author of the bulk work